Hey, what's going on, guys? Coming at you with an updated deck profile post Raging Tempest, and today I'll be showing you guys my Counter Fairy Demise deck. So this build is very much inspired from a guy named Zach Evers. He played this deck at the most recent Zodiac online tournament. Jonathan Moore, House of Champions, actually did a profile of this deck and showed a duel video where he just pulled off the most insane combo with a card called Ties of the Bretheren. Basically, if you have either Artemis, Honest, or Various Statue of the Heavens on board, you use Ties of the Bretheren to summon out the other two, and you end your board with Artemis, Various Statue of the Heavens, and an Honest in hand, plus whatever other cards you have in hand, hopefully a couple of back row to back it up, and it just makes for a really strong opening going first, and makes the deck a lot more consistent. So we'll go ahead and get right into the deck profile. So starting off with the monsters, we have the triple Bountiful Artemis, triple Guardian Ariadne, triple Barrier Statue of the Heavens, double Honest, and finally the one Luster. So the Artemis and Ariadne are very much standard for counter fairies. They're the heart and soul of any counter fairy deck. Heavens I play at 3 because it's a really strong card right now, especially if you're going first, and it's just really good for the fact that you can combo it off with Ties of the Bretheren. Honest, I normally wouldn't play in a card Demise deck, but again, it just combos off so well with the Ties of the Bretheren, and is really good for protecting your Barrier Statue or Artemis from battle. And then Luster just combos off really well with Ariadne to get the search effect. So that's it for monsters. For spells, we have the triple card Demise, triple Ties of the Bretheren, double Mage Power, double My Body is a Shield, double Pod Desires, and finally the one Raigeki. So Demise is pretty standard for a counter fairy deck. It just nets you a lot of advantage. It digs you deeper into the deck to get your Artemis, get your Barrier Statue, get your Ariadne, get your counter traps. Overall, it's a really good card. Ties of Bretheren, I mentioned earlier, just combos off so well to get you a strong first turn board. Even though the card Demise and Ties of Bretheren can kind of conflict with each other if you draw them both in your opening hand, they're still just so good to where you can't not play them in any less than 3. Mage Power is really good because you're able to set a lot of back row with this deck and pump up your small monsters to large attack points. My Body is a Shield is here because in this meta there's going to be a lot of monster removal, monster destruction with Zodiac Trident, Dark Hole, Raigeki, Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. So My Body is a Shield is going to be really good for protecting your Artemis and Heavens from those destruction effects. Desire just here is an extra +1 draw card. You can combo off the same turn that you do Ties of the Bretheren, just dig deeper into your deck. And the one Raigeki as a board wipe, since board wipes are going to be really good this format. That's it for spells. For traps, starting off the counter traps, so we have a lot of them. The triple Curse Seal, the Forbidden Spell, triple Drastic Drop Off, triple Solemn Strike, triple Ultimate Providence, the one Solemn Warning, and then for the final trap, the double Stormy Mirror Force. So Curse Seal, the Forbidden Spell, especially this format, I think is going to be really good. There's a lot of power spells running about the meta. You have Zodiac Barrage, you have all of the board wipe cards I just mentioned, Twin Twisters, that Grass Looks Greener card. Just a lot of powerful spells that if you get this effect off to just negate that effect and shut that card off for the whole duel, can be really, really strong. The triple Drastic Drop Off, this is just for an instant draw with Bountiful Artemis. When your opponent draws a card, they have to send it to the graveyard, and then you get a draw off of Artemis, so it's just really good. Triple Solemn Strike for obvious reasons. Triple Ultimate Providence, because with Ariadne in scale, this is a free Solemn Judgment. Solemn Warning, pretty obvious. And then the double Stormy Mirror Force just for extra battle protection for your Artemis and Barrier Statue. That's it for the main deck. Total of 40 cards. It's 12 monsters, 13 spells, and 15 traps. Now onto the extra deck that you don't really go into that often, but it's still nice to have in case the situation comes up. So starting off, we have the one Ignister since we played Luster, the one Abyss Dweller, Tsukuyomi since most of your monsters, well actually I think all of your main deck monsters are light, The 1 Cairngorgon, nice for redirecting single targeting effects. Castel, Dark Rebellion, Diamond Dire Wolf, Fairy Cheer Girl. Again, all your guys are light, and this can be nice just to be able to get an extra draw. Cowboy for shooting for game. Silent Honor Ark. Giant Hand. We have the full Utopia package of Utopia, Utopia Prime, and Utopia Lightning. We have a lot of space to work with the extra deck, since, as I said, you don't really go into this often, so there's no reason not to. And then finally, the 1 Starliege Paladynamo, pretty decent light basic Z. So now to wrap it up with the side deck. So starting off, we have the 2 Archfiend Eccentrik. If it weren't for Ties of the Bretheren, I probably would be maining this. It can be good in combination with Ariadne to get the search effect, and it's also just a nice as a walking MST. Even though really the only back row card you're really worried about, siding in games 2 or 3, is usually like Roll of Decree or Twin Twisters. So Eccentrik isn't really all that necessary, but if you know they're going to side Decree, there's no reason not to side it in. Then we have the triple Swords of Concealing Light. This is here for Metal Foes and more specifically Kieran. If for whatever reason it doesn't get banned, and this is here just to get rid of that problem, because that card does give this deck a lot of problems. The double Dark Hole if we need another board wipe going second. The double MST, mostly for Roll of Decree. The 1 Dimensional Fissure, especially with all the Grasslook screener decks that are going to be out. This card's just really good. You know, just shutting off the graveyard completely and making it to where if they were to play that card, it just is a huge minus. The 2 Chaos Chapel here for going first against any deck that would side Denko. The 2 Wiretap, mostly here for Paleozoics because they can be kind of annoying. And finally, the 1 Macrocosmos, just basically a never card to counter the Grasslook screener decks like Infernoids and Zombies. So that is it for this updated deck profile of my Counter Fairy Demise deck post Raging Tempest. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time.